Hello everyone, so welcome back to my channel. So for this video we're going to talk absolute value equations algebraically, and we're going to solve the same equation as last time, but this time we're going to use the algebra method to solve this. So what is the first step of doing this? Okay, the first step is a really important step. The first step is to rewrite the absolute function as a piecewise function. So for this example here, we have absolute function x. The first thing we're going to do is to write absolute function x into a piecewise function. So why we need to do that? Because sometimes students may miss one solution because they don't write it in a piecewise function. So it's a really important step to write everything in a piecewise function. Be sure that you will not miss one solution if you write it to a piecewise function. So we'll give you some time to write this one, absolute function of x, in the piecewise function. If you don't remember what is piecewise function, so please go back to my previous video to watch it. Okay, so you should expect something like this. Absolute function of x equals to two things, equals to x or negative x. So absolute function of x equals to a number itself when x here is positive number. So think about when x is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Absolute function of positive number equals to positive number, right? But also absolute function of x could be equal to negative x when x here is negative. So think about x is negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. So when you do something like this, you need to put the negative sign here to drop up the negative value here. And you got the positive result overall. So this is how you could come up with your piecewise function. So the next step, I'm going to replace the x here with the absolute function x and negative x here with absolute function x. So basically, I need to come up with two equations. One is with x equals to 2, one with negative x equals to 2. So for the second step, I'm going to replace the absolute function of x with a new variable x and negative x, because I know that absolute function of x equals to x and negative x in different scenarios. So in the first case, I know that absolute function of x equals to x. So the first thing I'm going to replace the absolute function of x with the x variable. So I know that x equals to 2. This is my first solution. And the second solution is based on the second case. So for the second case, we know that absolute function of x equals to negative x. So I'm replace the absolute function of x symbol here. So this one is my original question. And I'm going to replace this absolute function of x with a negative x. Negative x equals to 2, and I know that x equals to negative 2.